answer you. You got to know how to talk back, man. Somebody got to straighten out your tongue so you begin to talk like a man and not like a slave. The enemy knows it's our time to rise. Beloved black brother and sister from the west side.
Yes, sir. Speak to us. Speak to us.
You the most powerful generation we ever produced. I'm looking at the best black men that ever came when I'm looking at you. Let me give you a slight example of who you are. See, you know, when you press weights, there's a negative press and there's a positive press. Right?
Yes, sir. Right.
The negative is where you build your strength. Is that right?
That's where you build it. On them nails.
See? And I remember when I was lifting.
Come on.
See, it's one thing to bring that weight down. But it's another thing to push it up. Sometimes it'll kill you coming down, so you know you can't get it up. Well, I say that to say this, that, see, when our fathers got on those ships and our mothers,
Yes, sir.
those that died in the middle passage,
Go ahead.
were the weaker of those who survived. See, those who survived the middle passage were the strongest of the strong. Now the cracker, excuse me, the enemy said,
Yes, sir.
we got to turn these people inside out. Because if they keep the knowledge of God, we'll never be able to enslave them.
That's right, man. That's a fact.
So if you read in the Psalms, it said, let us cut them off from being a nation, that Israel may no longer be remembered in them, that their choice of being from God may no longer be in them. Cut them off. See, and to cut you off from God mean that they would become your God. That's why they made us call them massa. But no man has a massa other than God. But they stepped into God's place where the slave was concerned. And we feared them like we ought to fear God. And we obeyed them like we should have been obedient to God.
Some still do. That's what we did.
So we were slaves, and they cut us off from God.
That's it.
But what they put us through in slavery, brother.
Deal with it.
You young brothers and sisters, you really need to understand what your grandmothers and grandfathers came through to get you to 1997. Don't you forsake grandma and grandpa that used to rock you as a little girl and a little boy in Alabama and Mississippi and tell you, don't worry, child, your change gonna come. See, grandma knew, grandpa knew, they knew that your day was coming, and they didn't want you to blow your day. And that's my sadness, that we are blowing our day. We've given the white man more than we should. And we are blowing our day. So, look, our people survived slavery.
Go ahead.
Who survived? The strongest of the strong. We survived the plantations, fled the south, came north, worked in these factories for nothing hardly, in the coal mines, in the steel mill, dying from the coal in our lungs and the fire of the steel, yet we survived. The white man said to control the nigger, you got to give him religion. Make him happy. Make him shout. But keep him a slave. See? So, church, school, all of this were control mechanisms. The best minds of our people didn't go to church.
Listen.
I'm serious. Now the young men, I ain't into that. I know that there's a God, but I ain't into that. I know there's God, but I ain't into that. Because I see that as another hustle like me. I'm out here hustling, them cats in they hustling. I'm out here pimping, they in they pimping. I'm pimping my woman, you understand what I mean? She's selling her body, giving me pleasure. Yeah, I'm a pimp. But that nigga in there pimping my mother. That's the way they think about us. Religion has been used to keep you in check. You didn't hear me? And if you escape the religious trap, we got an education trap for you. See, the best minds ain't in school. The best minds walked in and saw the trick and walked out. And the best minds, they bring a Scottie Pippen, they bring Michael Jordan, and they tell the young boy, stay in school. But the young boy go in and hear about Christopher, hear about George, never told a lie. When they hear that crap about little black Sambo, all the mess that they teach, we hungry for knowledge, but we reject that plate. We don't like to cook, and we don't like what they cooked. So we walk out of school. They said, Lord, the niggas is getting away from us. They ain't going to church no more. They walking out of school on us. But got to have another control mechanism. What you gonna use to control them, boss? Let's put some drugs in on them. See, when I was coming up, it was reefer, and I smoked my share. It was hashish, and I blew my share. It was ganja and pills, and I had my share. It was alcohol, and I did a little of that. That's real now. It's real. Naturally, we experiment with these things. But when I was a musician and I, was out there with everybody getting high, so I said, well, let me try this. So I had me some ganja. That stuff was so bad, man. I had a string tie like this. Come on now. And I was walking through the street like the tie was a saxophone. And I'm blowing my tie, you know what I mean? That was a bad reefer. I found myself rolling in the street. I said, oh hell, man. I went back to the club to do my next set and couldn't remember whether I had done a chorus or a chorus and a half. I said, this ain't right. I got to get control. This ain't right. And I made up my mind.
Go ahead.
That was not for me.
Go ahead.
You're not going to control me with no drug. See, I want to be a free man. I don't like the idea that I got to ask for a cigarette.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I can't function if I don't have my smoke. You know what I mean? A little 3-inch white thing with some brown in it, and I got to say, I got to have a cigarette. Oh, I'm a little shaky. I need a drink. Hell no. God didn't make me to be no slave to no punctified cigarette. You gonna let a little 3-inch white thing rule you? You got to have it? No, brother. These are mechanisms of control. See? Now, reefer and graduated, see? And when I was a young boy coming up, there was heroin.
Yes.
And the needle, you know, but I was too cool for that. I said, no. My brothers were taking the needle and I seen them, you know, nodding. And I seen them lean and it never fall, you know what I mean? It's crap. I said, no. I was a little intelligent. I watch others. I said, no, that ain't for me. But here's what I found. That the best minds that I met as a boy coming up, they got caught on drugs. The best minds that were in class with me, they in jail. The best minds end up in a sane asylum. And the best minds we buried as teenagers. You know who's out there today leading the people? Manageable Negroes. See, all the ones that are considered unmanageable, they're dead. See, you got to watch when you that intelligent. When you as intelligent as you all are, see, you're unmanageable. You understand? That means then you're looking for something to attract your mind. Because what attracts the minds of those who are willing to be managed don't attract your mind. So you get caught in the things that you're seeking. You know what I mean? You're seeking something and you get caught on nothing.
Go ahead.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Look, family. When I was in Cook County Jail the other day, I knew I'm looking at the brightest and the best. When I went to Lewisburg, when I went to San Quentin, when I went to Attica, I visited prisons all over this country talking to our people, man.
That's right.
They the best, man. They the best minds that we got. They don't want to be managed. So the white man don't want nobody out here that he can't control. So if you unmanageable, jail. See, then he'll manage you. You understand what I'm saying? So the people that's out here leading you, they only gonna go, you know, they hit the ceiling, the glass ceiling, they bump it a few times, and then all of a sudden they don't even try no more.